Saturday, April 24th, and I'm waiting on Big Al to get here. He's riding with me. We'll be heading over to the hunting lease, try our hand at turkey hunting again. This is the 2021 West Virginia spring gobbler season, so we're going to get out there and try it again. Of course, y'all knew first opening day Monday, I missed one, so I'm hoping my chances are better this time. Not be as anxious and so forth, but I'm all packed up in the truck. It's 36 degrees this morning, so I'm waiting for Big Al to get here. I told him I'd like to leave at 5:30. He's supposed to get here about 5:30, so stay tuned and hopefully we'll have some action for you. And Jared will meet us over there, so hopefully one of us or all of us get lucky today. Thanks for watching. Good morning, folks. We're getting ready to head out. It's just right at 6 o'clock. Big Al is over there. I don't think you can see him because it's still too dark. But we are in the power line right away, which makes it look a lot brighter. You can see red sky in the morning, and in the woods it's dark. I'm hearing a whippoorwill. I doubt y'all can hear that, but he's down in the holler, so we're going to start heading in the woods. The guns are loaded, and we're going to give this turkey hunting thing another try. But as y'all know, I missed one on Monday, so we're headed back in here. Jared was supposed to be here, but he has not made it yet, so we're going to see that beautiful sunrise if the clouds don't cover it up. There is a chance of rain, but it's supposed to be in the afternoon, so hopefully we'll get something done here and be out before the rain comes in. So stay tuned and we'll be back with you. I just used the owl hooter that I got from Newman Brown in front of Gun and Game Calls. The first time I used it, nothing. I kind of hooted on it 2 more times. And my God, there's turkeys everywhere gobbling. Out here where I'm headed towards, back behind Alvin. So I'll try to find a place out here and get set up. I may hoot one more time just to see if I can locate anything close before I actually set up. So stay tuned.
Hey everybody, it's me, Big Al, of course. Working 2 turkeys. One's way down in front of me. One's way back here in the holler behind me. Juddy's way down here to the left of me. And I hear one down there. He might be working him. So we got 3 birds around me. They sound like they're getting closer. I don't know. But it is, hold on. Sorry about that. It's 15 after 6. And they're already talking. So hopefully one of us will get lucky today. And we'll keep you informed. So stay tuned.
Good morning, everybody. I got a late start this morning, but I'm on my way in. Going to see if I can locate a few birds. So you all stay tuned to J&J True Outdoor Adventures. Maybe we can make it happen this morning.
There goes Jared, everybody. He just got here. And we've been calling the way he's going. I've got a bird calling that way. Sorry, didn't mean to move the camera that fast. I got a bird calling in front of me here. There's my decoys. And get around the street, and I got a bird out that way. They have quietened up, but I think that's because I heard Jared's truck pull in. So I'm going to give it a few minutes. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to give it a few minutes, and then give them a call, and maybe get them coming in. So, anyway, we'll get back with you. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to go sideways. Sorry, didn't mean to go sideways to get out of focus. I got one answering me again, so hopefully we'll do good.
I got in here. Hopefully I got the audio of it. I had turkeys. They must have been roosted, and I bet there was... Right there's 3 different gobblers. They're on the back side of that knoll. They were over there. And I think they were roosted. Then they come down and they shut up for a long time. Next thing I know, they're up here. But I don't know if they hear Alvin calling or what, but they're headed towards him. Yep, they're going towards Alvin. They're getting farther away from me. And they were right here. And they ain't letting no ground grow below them. All this action has taken place between 6 o'clock and 6:45 or 6:55. I came in here and they were roosted right out there. There's a little roll and another little hollow, and they were right there. Sound like 3 of them. And then, see, I still hear them. They're out there on that flat that I just walked out when I left Alvin. But they shut up for a while and never heard them again. Then I heard one gobble. And I thought it was behind me in this hollow where I missed that one the other day. And then I heard him gobble again. He's over here on this knoll over here. I never saw them, but they were really loud. Because I thought they was right on top of me. Yeah, they're going straight out there where Alvin's at. I've heard gobbling all around me. Some of it's real far off, but I can just hear it. Well, I may have to find me another spot. Do some walking and see if I can locate one. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, I was working a turkey in at 7 o'clock and I just heard 2 shots from down where Juddy and Jared is. So hopefully one of them or both of them has got one. Stay tuned and find out when we get back with you.
Well, that sucked. Awesome morning. Awesome morning. Couldn't ask for better weather. Got in here. Hadn't made it very far into the woods at all. Ended up with 3 gobblers gobbling at me. I sat down. I used the green-eyed monster that Newman Brown makes with run and gun game calls. Thank you, Newman. Amazing calls. He's an amazing guy. You couldn't ask for a better character. But using this green-eyed monster, I called all 3 of these birds off the top of this knoll right down on me. And I was shooting through, if I turn this around, I was shooting through stuff like this. So I'm guessing, you know, it was just too thick where they were at. But no sooner than I shot, I heard Dad shoot. So I'm going to go get up with him and see what's going on there. Y'all stay tuned. Exciting morning.
Well, folks, out of the 2 shots, excuse me, 2 shots that I heard, the first shot, we don't know who it was. It wasn't Jared and it wasn't Juddy. Definitely wasn't me. The second one was Juddy, but he took an almost impossible shot. He said the turkey was flying through the holler, and he took a shot at it. That is an almost impossible shot. I would have done it. I would have took the shot, but I'd have missed. Because they're hard shooting through the hollers when they're flying. I mean, that's an almost impossible, extremely, extremely hard shot, but you got to give him credit for doing it. I mean, like I said, I would have done it, but I'd have missed. There ain't no way I could have done it. So, hey, at least he got a shot at another one. That's, you know, heads up for him. But the 2 that I was calling in was the 2 down here on my left. That somebody's between me and Juddy and Jared, and they shot, and they would shot at the 2 that I was calling in. Kind of ticks me off because we didn't know anybody was in between us, but somebody got lucky. If you know, if I knew someone was in between us, I'd have walked on down. Excuse me, I'd have walked on down that way some. But you know, that's the way it goes. So at least somebody got lucky today, maybe. I don't know. So stay tuned, and we'll see if we can't get another one called up here pretty soon. Okay, folks, it is 25 after 7, 25 minutes after that gunshot. And you gotta forgive me, my mouth cold just come out. But it is dead quiet on turkeys. Do got a woodpecker to my right. And that's the only bird I've heard. Excuse me. I have not heard no more gobble. I can hear Juddy every now and then, or Jared, one of the 2. Oh, there's another bird, but they're just regular birds. I've heard Jared or Juddy one call a couple of times, and that's been about it. So, I don't know how it's going to turn out today, folks. We might get lucky in the next hour or so and get a couple coming in. I hope so. So, stay tuned with J&J True Outdoor Adventures, and hope to see you in the woods. Hello, everybody. It's 8:35, and I haven't heard a turkey in here for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know what's going on. They just quietened up on my side. I don't know if Juddy and Jared's heard anything or not, but I've not seen anything or heard anything that even resembles a turkey, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe they're hearing something. I don't know. But I just want to give you a heads up on what was going on. So if we hear anything or see anything, I'll let you know. So stay tuned. Hey, everybody. It is about 27 minutes after 9. I have called in here and called in here. I've let it, excuse me, I've let it calm down some and called again. I've not heard no birds. Not a one. So, like I said, I don't know if Juddy and Jared's heard anything. I've not heard them call. They may have moved somewhere else back in there. Which is probably a good idea if they did. Because they may have heard one further out and is close in the distance or something. But as far as me, I'm sitting here and I've not heard nothing. But I'm getting a little bit of a tickle in my throat, so I've been coughing some, but that's not the reason. I mean, I cover my mouth and muffle it really well, so anyway, I don't know what's going on today. I mean, the wind did pick up. It's supposed to rain after a while, so that might be one reason why. I don't know, but we'll see, so stay tuned to J&J True Outdoor Adventures, and we'll let you know if something changes.
Well, Jared and I had an exciting morning. I got into my spot, and as I was getting in, of course, you already heard me say I used the owl hooter, had turkeys gobbling everywhere. Then it got exciting there. I think I got some video. You may have heard the gobbles. I had sound like 3. It was close to me. They ended up on the knoll, and then they started dropping off the backside, and I thought it was Alvin back out there calling, which he was, but Jared was coming. And he got where we used to have his blind set up during deer season one year, and called and had him gobble at him, and then tell your story about what the old bird done.
Well, I got in there where it's on the flat. It's probably 300 yards from where Alvin's set up, maybe more. I had been throwing out calls the whole time I was walking out the ridge, and no birds were gobbling. It was just dead woods. And I threw out one last call, and they gobbled, and they were on the back side of a knoll. And they sounded like they were either going down or walking around it. So I decided to just find a spot right there at the base of that knoll. There was a big pine tree between me and the knoll. And the birds started working up towards the top, but they were still on the back. And there was a couple times I thought to myself that I needed to move and try to close the distance on them. And I've had that fail me before. We both have.
Yeah.
So I decided just to stay where I was at and see what would happen. Well, they were quiet for a little bit. I didn't call anymore. Then I heard that it was three of them. All three of them started gobbling. And they were actually on the very top, starting over towards me. And of course, that's when the heart goes to fluttering and you get the shakes and, you know, oh, this is going to happen. And, you know, so I still couldn't see them. I was trying to watch the hillside to see if I could see them, but that pine tree was blocking most of the hillside. And I caught a glimpse of them about a quarter of the way from the top coming down. And long story short, they ended up finding their way to the bottom. At that point, they were probably 80 yards from me, 75 yards from me. And it looked like two jakes and your regular old gobbler. He had the white head with the blue streaks down the side of it, and the other two, they had heads that just, they may have been red, but if you didn't see the beards, you would have mistaken them for a hen. Each one of them had, shoot, 6-inch to 12-inch beards. And they were gobbling. You could still hear Alvin calling behind me. They would gobble at him. I kept hearing, you know, as I'm sitting there watching them, because I could see them underneath the pine tree. The one I couldn't see, and I seen the two that I called jakes, and you just kept hearing this, and then it'd be quiet, and then a little bit later you'd hear, and then I finally seen what it was. The one that had the tom, that had the white head, he comes in from behind the tree, and he's walking just like the other ones are. And I heard it again. It was him fluffing up, and every time he'd fluff, he'd drum. You'd hear the and he did that probably 10, 13, 14 times. He'd fluff up and he'd strut, and then he'd come out of it. And then he'd fluff back up and he'd strut and he'd come out of it. He was the only one out of those three that was strutting, though. The other two never once fluffed up. They never showed their fans, nothing. He showed his a lot. He probably had about a 12 to 13 inch beard, if I was guessing. And I was hoping they were going to come towards me, and they didn't. They started moving to my right. And when they moved to my right, that's where a lot of greenbriers and other things are growing up, and they're probably knee height, probably, when you say?
Yeah.
They're probably about knee height. So where I was
Especially
sitting,
those greenbriers.
where I was sitting, and the way they moved, all I could see was their head, and they were still probably about 50 yards from me. And they were moving away from me to my right. And if they got much farther, I wouldn't have been able to get a shot at them or anything else. And too many times you hear people say, I should have took that shot. They were right there. I should have just shot. I should have shot. And at 50 yards, it was 45, 50 yards, something like that. I decided that Tom, he walked out. All I could see was his head. And I shot. Whenever I shot, one ran back up the knoll, one flew to my right, going behind me, and the other one actually flew across and actually flew down in front of Dad.
Yeah, he flew across in front of me. I seen him coming, and I had the gun shouldered because I thought, okay, my day's over with. Somebody's right here on top of me and shot. Didn't know it was Jared, and
he was mad at me.
Yeah, I was mad. I was furious because I didn't know it was him. But I seen the turkey flying towards me, and it seen me as I was wheeling the gun down. And I don't know if you should take a shot at one flying or not, but he was on top of me. If I hadn't moved, he'd have probably landed 10, 20 yards in front of me. But I ended up swinging the gun around, and he turned in air and started down the hall, and I took a shot, and he kept on going, and I don't know if you say his wings locked, but he kept gliding down the hollow, and he cut to his right, but I never seen him flap his wings. So that's the reason why we're here where we're at now. We're down at Jared's tree stand.
Letting the woods rest. We went and looked for him.
Yeah, we went and looked for him and everything, never found nothing.
So now we're just kind of letting the woods rest before we start trying to call again. There was a lot of calling in a short amount of time, 2 gunshots, and really the woods went quiet.
Yeah, we've heard one gobble.
Well, he's over that way and
off our property.
They're always over there.
Yeah.
But while I was working those 3 birds this morning, down in the holler, probably in front of where Alvin's at, I heard probably 3 or 4 other gobblers gobbling down in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really active. I got in here late this morning, as my video that you've already seen by this point. I got in here late. Dad and Big Al were already in the woods and already doing their thing, and I had just walked in whenever I located them, and
you'd have been done if that bird had been a little bit closer.
I'd have been done back home in bed, and these guys would still be out here. But that's hunting. We miss sometimes. We make the wrong decision sometimes. Maybe I should have waited a little longer. But hey, this is
real
true
hunting.
Outdoors.
Yep,
this
real
is
hunting.
True outdoor adventures, and we miss. And a lot of times we're not successful. That's just how it is. This ain't TV.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the calls that we got from Newman Brown from running gun
they
game
work
calls,
great.
Right there. You can find him on Facebook. The call that all 3 of us have been using is the green-eyed monster. Excellent call. If you work it just right, it has a raspy sound. There's other ways you can work it, and it's not so raspy.
Yeah, if you have it upside down like I did Monday.
But excellent calls. That's probably the quickest I've ever worked birds in.
This year, using that call has been just great. Using that call.
This is my first chance getting in the woods. I had to work all week last week and couldn't make it in on Monday, opening day, and so today was my first day in, and the luck of the Irish, no sooner than I get in the woods, I've got 3 gobblers right there on top of me.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I shot too soon, but it was fun, and it's stories to tell.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I didn't get video of it. I had no way to set up a camera where I was at. I thought once about trying to get my cell phone and wedging it with my gun to where I could video, because I'd have loved to be able to get video of that Tom fluffing up like he was doing, but it happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, you stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get some more excitement here. I mean, it's just all about 20-25 after 8 right now, so there's still plenty of time to hunt. So stay tuned. just had a gobbler strike on us. So we got the decals, or the decoys set up. Right there's one. And the other one's right there somewhere.
That green bar.
He's only gobbled once.
Past that yellow leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Gets over here where you see those decoys. It's coming out from behind the pine.
It's got a good beard on it. It's going the other way. Won't move.
No, because I think he sees the decoys.
Yeah, he's going away. He's going up to the top.
Okay, everybody, I guess we're going to call it a day. apparently Jody and Jared hasn't heard anything because they're working their way up to me now. I don't know exactly how far away they are, but Jody just hollered at me over the radio and said they was working their way up. I've been here almost 2 hours. Not heard a thing since I got shot. But I don't know if it's because of that or because of the weather or what. But anyways, I might post a little bit of a video when Jared and Jody's walking up here. Other than that, if I don't, this will be me signing off. And if I don't, remember, this is Big Al, and I'll see you in the woods. Alright, everybody. There comes Jared and Jody walking up to my spot. So, I guess we'll wait till next weekend, give it another try, and go from there. So.
Couldn't even kill the bird that he shot at.
You shot at one?
I couldn't even kill the bird that I shot at.
I had 3 out there on the ridge this morning.
Wow.
Couldn't see them, but I heard them.
Right.
They come off the roost and shut up.
Oh, man.
And then I started calling just casually.
Right.
And I'd get them to gobble. And I could tell it was 3 because it was 3 gobbles.
Right.
It wasn't just triple gobble. It was 3 different birds gobbling at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They started up towards the knoll. First time I heard before I knew they was up on the knoll, I heard a gobble. And I thought, oh crap, that one's coming up behind me like it did Monday.
Yeah.
So I stood up and looked over that way. And then I heard them 3 gobble again, and that's what it was. It was echoing in that hall. I turned around and looked. I didn't see them nowhere. Well, they were going up the knoll. And then I could tell he was going over the other side, and I said, crap. I said, they're going to Alvin. And I mean, I wasn't really fussing. I just, they're going to Alvin. They're just bypassing me going to Alvin. And I said, I think I hear him calling. Well, I think it was Jared that was calling. Then I heard that gunshot. And I said, well, crap, because I didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
I said, daggone, somebody's moved in on me. And so I shouldered my shotgun, and I started picking up stuff.
Yeah.
Well, before I started picking up stuff, I seen something coming from the select cut in the air.
Oh, man.
And it was the turkey he shot at.
Right.
Well, I had this gun, and he was coming straight at me.
Mm.
And I grabbed the gun like this to get it off my shoulder, and he seen me. He banked to his left and started flying down in the hollow. That's when I shot.
Oh,
only
man.
like 30 yards in the air. And he kept on going down the hollow. He banked to his right, went in the main hollow. So we went down there to look just in case, maybe he hit him, then I hit him. Maybe that done the deal.
Right.
And we never found nothing down there. And then we come walking out, and I asked him about seeing those tracks. He said, yeah, we better go check the tree stand. We walk over there. Sure enough, one over in that hollow at the
Did you hear it gobble?
No.
He was right here in this hollow.
Oh, this one here in the hole. Yeah.
Just like probably an hour ago.
Yeah.
He
10
gobbled
after
at us. So I told Dad, I said, set your decoys up, set
Right.
in the road. We'll go back here and sit.
Yeah.
So he set the decoys up. We went back there and he set up his blind. I sat right there with him holding the camera.
Right.
Sat there and videoed. He wasn't answering calls good. I turned the camera off just to kind of, because we couldn't see him yet, didn't know where he was at. And I gave out a call. He answers. And I was like, of course he'll answer when I don't have the camera on.
Right.
So then every time I'd go to make a call, I'd turn the camera on. That booger didn't make another, he didn't gobble at all.
Oh, good grief.
And then I thought I heard him walking. I told Jared, I just made a motion to Jared. I said like this and here. And we started scanning, and Jared said, he's over on the other hillside.
Right.
You could see him walking up the other hill.
So I seen him, and of course he's way too far for a shot.
You know the center flat.
that you walk across.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Between
yeah.
where I'm gonna put my tree stand.
Yeah.
Between this ridge and the other ridge. He went up it.
Oh,
And then went up the knoll.
daggone.
We had one perfect shot. I told Jared, I said, I was sitting there thinking to myself, and I'll say it now, even though you got the camera on. I said, of all times for me not to have my 30-06, because he was broadside against the hillside.
Oh, man.
And he was just standing there.
And we
Good
thought
grief.
he might have seen the decoys, but like Jared said, if he's seen the decoys, he's seen us.
Yeah.
Because that blind works ground level.
Right.
He's
He's
up
up
here
on
this
top.
looking down.
Yeah.
He could see us. He could see the decoys.
Right.
But he wasn't coming to us anyway.
Oh, man.
He went on top of the knoll. We lost sight of him. We picked up the decoys. We went back around the knoll on the four-wheeler trail.
Right.
Never seen him. Jared called. Never
Well, I
heard
believe
him.
he might be one of the ones from this morning. Because after I left you,
Yeah.
I didn't even make it to the knoll.
Uh-huh.
And I had been calling the whole way out through there.
Yeah, I heard you
Nothing
calling.
gobbled.
Right.
I got almost to the pine tree where my blind set that year.
Yeah.
And I gave out a call. Turkey gobbles straight on the other side of the knoll. That was coming from him. So I sat down.
Right.
Ended up working them. And they came all the way down onto the four-wheeler trail.
Oh, man.
And they were probably 75 yards.
There was 3 of them, wasn't there?
3 of them.
I knew it. I knew it.
And they were all gobbling. And the one, 2 of them had what looked like Jake heads.
Right.
The other one had that Tom head, that
Oh,
white head
man.
and everything. And
Crusty heads, what I
Crusty
call it.
head, yeah.
as they're gobbling and stuff, I keep hearing. What is that? Finally, when they got to where I could see them, the other 2 were just looking around, and they'd gobble and they'd look around. That Tom, he'd sit there a minute and he'd be looking around, and then he'd go into strut mode.
Ooh.
And he'd just sit there, and whenever he'd do that, he would make that thumping noise.
Oh, man.
And he would do that, and he'd walk around just a minute,
Right.
and then he'd come out of it. And he'd look just fine, and he'd be walking, and then he'd...
Good.
and he did that 13, 14 times.
Man.
I wish like crazy I could have had a camera to capture it.
Right.
And they started moving to my right.
Yeah.
And where I was sitting and the way the stuff grows over there, all I could see was their heads. And they were going towards where that old trash barrel is that we used to think might have been an old bear feeder or something.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
They were going towards it like they were going to go down in that bottom.
Right.
And the one had already gotten past me. And that Tom, he come next. And he stopped. And I thought, man, if he gets over, this is my only opportunity for a shot.
Right.
So I fired. Whenever I fired, the one that had already went across the road, he locked his wings and down in that holler he went. The one I shot at, he acted like he was trying to fly and he couldn't, and I thought, yes, I got him. You know, he can't fly.
Right.
So I stand up to get another shot at him.
Yeah.
When I stand up, I see him running and he locks his wings and he starts going towards Dad. The third one ran down into this holler.
Right.
Which we was thinking that might have been him, but when we seen him over on the hillside
Yeah.
just a little bit ago, I think he had a white crusty head.
Well, I don't know. I've got good video of him. But he had a beard about that long.
Good grief.
I could see him plain as day, and I could see that beard.
Man.
I mean, it was a good beard.
Right.
He was a big bird. He
Daggone.
was a big bird.
But I know it's 15 after 10. I'm starving. Jared hasn't had breakfast. He's starving. I did. Just one of the viewers mentioned about his wife being diabetic and said I need to make sure I eat.
Right.
I did eat something this morning, and I brought me a Dunkin' stick or whatever you want to call it.
Coffee
It's
cake.
a coffee cake.
Yeah.
And I had that a little while ago, so I didn't come totally starving.
Right.
But
I did.
yeah, he did.
He did.
And I figure you did too. I figured
Yeah,
you-
I'm hungry.
So I guess that's going to be it for today. We'll get back out here next Saturday. I don't know if I'll take a day off next week at all. I'm going to watch the weather
Right.
and see. I'm not coming tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be up in the upper 50s. It's
I'm
supposed to
gonna
be
be
mostly
off.
sunny.
Yeah.
I'm going to be off Thursday and Friday. Maybe. Definitely Friday. Louisa has to go to North Carolina. Her uncle, or I think he's her uncle. I can't remember. But anyway, he passed away. And they're going down for his funeral. So I'm staying here with the kids. So I can turkey hunt. I don't know how early I can get over here.
All right.
You know, we'd have to take the kids to Mom.
Yeah.
Or bring Lexi with me.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, get her in now while the getting's good.
But it was an exciting
Yeah, it
day.
was.
Yeah.
when I was calling to those three, there was at least 3 or 4 more down here somewhere.
Yeah.
This morning,
Gobbling their heads off. And then after we had shot, we had went and looked for the turkey he had shot at.
Right.
Made it up to my old tree stand down below his.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're sitting there talking, just letting the woods calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just shot and everything. We're sitting there talking. Over on that other club on the other side, you hear him up there.
Oh, my gosh.
but when I left you this morning,
Yeah.
I get out to where the 4-wheeler trail splits, goes towards the select cut, and the other goes back around that way.
Right.
I was standing right there, and I pulled out the owl hoop.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I felt like the wagon train or whatever of Indians surrounding me. I heard gobblers from out where Jared's tree stand is, all the way around behind the knoll and out towards my ridge.
Right.
Nothing back this way.
Well, see, when I started calling, straight down over here in this thicket, I heard one. Up here, I heard one, and I heard one down there near the knoll.
Well, when I had done that owl hoot, I said, oh, crap. And then I walked out the select cut, and I got to that tree. I hooted again because I was almost on the ridge.
Man.
And when I did, again, I heard it all fire up again. And I told Jared whenever he met up with me, I said, this morning when I went and used the owl hooter,
Yeah.
they were all roosted.
Oh, yeah.
They were in the trees.
Yep.
And when they hit the ground, they shut up. Because whenever those 3 hit the ground that I thought was coming towards me,
Oh, yeah.
they didn't gobble again until they were on the knoll. I'd called.
That's
and called.
because that's when I started whispering sweet nothings to them. And those sweet nothings, they just couldn't contain themselves. They're like, oh, yeah, baby.
Guys, we've had a blast today. I know me and Jared has.
Yeah.
Alvin's heard some. So,
Yeah.
But we're calling it quits. You know, we got to be out. You know, usually you got to start out of here by noon and be out of the woods by 1. But they have shut up. We have called. We seen that one. He didn't answer the calls just a couple times, and then he shut up, never answered again. And he had a mission to get up top of the knoll and disappear. So we're going to call it quits. We appreciate you watching J&J True Outdoor Adventures. Stay tuned for the next clip. And hopefully Jared will get me his video of what he uses to hunt. And we got a little surprise at the end of that video. So you need to stay tuned for that one when it comes out. But me and Alvin started it. It was 2 weeks before turkey season, but Jared never got his part done. So as soon as he gets his done, we got that video coming out. You need to watch it to the end because it'll be a little surprise at the end of that video. So stay tuned. Appreciate you watching. And as everybody likes to say here, we'll see you
in the woods.